Here's to hugging corners, not cutting them. To grinding away, not grinding to a halt. Here's to those who stay true to the old saying, if you want something done right, you do it yourself. From Tallboy Storage to the latest line of extreme grip hand tools, Craftsman is there when it matters.
Gentlemen, boys and girls, and all our other friends, welcome to iRacing Live, Race Spot TV, Dirt Vision, and Facebook Live. We've got a good one for you today. It's the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Championship Series here on Race Spot TV. I'm Cameron Walsh. That is Randy Chenow. That is Hugo Louis in the production trailer. And we have got 410 Wing Sprint Cars on the docket today. 4 heat races will settle to our B main, as we've been calling it, which will then set us up for our feature event here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Yes, right across the street from Charlotte's Motor Speedway. We have got this lovely 410-mile dirt track recently added to the iRacing service. We're going to have a 30-lap feature. Randy, well, it's good to be here. I think this might be the first time I do a broadcast here at the dirt track at Charlotte, but you know what? This is certainly not the first time these sprint car drivers have been here, and I think everyone can agree this is a good, fun track.
Track these guys should certainly be familiar with at this point. I know it's a track that some of the drivers aren't a huge fan of. They tend to get a lot of the cars racing up against the top side of the racetrack, and a lot of the drivers don't really like that, but we'll have to see how things pan out tonight with the overcast sort of conditions. Might help keep a little bit of that moisture in the circuit and keep this place with a couple different grooves out there tonight as we get ready for qualifying to come to an end here in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, most certainly. We have got 30 drivers here at the dirt track at Charlotte ready with their 410 Wing Sprint cars. Almost 900 ponies pulling along these machines. Going to be putting on a fantastic show for us. Of course, the top 4 in each of the 4 heats will be going to your main immediately. Then the rest of them are going to be going to the feature, the B main. But do not forget, of course, as we have been doing all season long, courtesy of World of Outlaws and all the others, we have, of course, the World of Outlaw ticket giveaway. Go to any of the 2018 races that are available to you. Just got to do is put exclamation mark WOO tickets in the box, in the YouTube chat, and that is going to be it. You get entered that way, and that is how you get in there. And Randy, I have to say, World of Outlaws is pretty happy that they've been giving us tickets.
Well, yes, I'm pretty happy about that as well, but things are looking interesting regardless as drivers continue to work their way through. Also having a quick look at the championship standings overall. Things a little bit on the boring side because there's only been 1 week put into the books thus far. Camp right now is Alex Bergeron, who currently leads the championship after the performance he put in last week.
Yeah, most certainly, and Adam Albee did win the race, but the feature race, but of course heat races count, all that other stuff. So ultimately, though, our heat races going to be 8 laps. Your last chance qualifier, I think's what, 10, maybe 15, and we got our 30-lap feature. So let's get right on down to it. We've got another 2 minutes to go here as they are going around the track. As there we go. As you're looking at your championship standings now, pretty much, yeah, you only get 1 round, though your heats obviously do count and all that other stuff. So we do have, after this one, of course, it's Knoxville Raceway. That's going to be June 11th. And of course, if you're not familiar with the scheduling, we do sprint cars 1 week, hooray, and then we do late models the next week, hooray, and then we're back to sprint cars, double hooray. So, Randy, we've gotten right on into into the World Championship Series here for all of the World of Outlaw cars that we have, and we are getting ready for heat number 1. So let's get right on down to the grid here. 8 cars ready, and it is going to be Shocking Tim Ryan, the number 98 machine, on the first position here. He's going to lead us off into the overcast daytime. Ricky Thornton is going to be his outside. Chase Cabre, Weston Newell, Alex Bergeron, Ryan O'Toole, Philip Diaz, and then Britton Roxbury is going to be rounding out your 8-car heat number 1. And, well, you know, get these guys out here. The track is clean. It started out completely clean right from when the trucks left. And, Randy, that means that it is going to be super grippy.
Definitely is, and having to taking a quick look at some of the qualifying performances that went through. Tim Ryan, he goes on pole 2 weeks in a row for the sprint cars, and he is mighty quick this week. 12.892 for him, the only driver to get down into that 12-second bracket. Next closest was Max Stambaugh, who will be on the pole position for heat race number 2. He did a 13.026. Tim, the car that I was watching, seemed to be the only car to make that bottom groove work in qualifying, the only one who's kind of dipped to that bottom side. Be interesting to see if he found speed down there that no one else has been able to find.
Well, on a completely clean track, you know, the car is basically going to have as much grip as it's going to have all night. Tim Ryan's car finally getting pushed out onto the racing circuit behind our always ever-vigilant pacing machine. That is the unmarked truck of pacing. I don't know what we'll call it, but either way, car is getting rolled away here for heat number 1 for the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Championship Series here home on iRacing Live, Race Spot TV, Dirt Vision, and of course Facebook Live. So, ladies and gentlemen, strap in. We have got the heats ready to rock and roll. Tim Ryan doing his normal thing where he's settled off a ways from the pacing machine. That is our pickup truck. He's going to go around one more time, and then we are going to get underway with the heat. Randy, what do you think everything's going to be doing with this completely clean slate of a track?
Well, it's going to be, I think, an interesting first couple of heat races to see how this track comes in. I've not done a lot of racing at this place. I know it's one of the more difficult tracks for these guys to find ways to make moves here. And this pace truck comes off the racing surface really early down the back straightaway, which means that 98 of Tim Ryan is given a pretty wide berth for when he can potentially go. The pace truck comes off the speedway right now, and they're going to roll in towards 3 and 4 in the control of that ERT machine of Tim Ryan.
Yeah, of course, one of the many racetracks where the entry to, quote, pit lane is in the back stretch. Tim Ryan decides to pin it just at the apex of corner number 3, and he has already got about a 6-car length lead, and we are good to go here at the dirt track in Charlotte.
They're already side by side for second, third, fourth, fifth, all fighting here. The 4 machine and the 20, I believe, of Ricky Thornton. A little bit of contact. Ricky, very physical, moving the 4. Chase Cabre out of the way for that second spot. That moves Chase out of a transfer position. The 9 of Phil Diaz also here wants to make a spot. The 12 of Alex Bergeron up in the wall up top, but does a good job holding on to that. But now he's going to have to chase down the 4 Chase Cabre that goes from in the transfer position to out of one, back to into one, all within about 4/10 of a mile here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Meanwhile, up front, things are starting to tighten up. The 90 to Tim Ryan is under attack from Ricky Thornton.
And just like that, halfway through our heat number 1, Philip Diaz is kind of really on the outside looking in. He's got Chase Cabre to hunt down. And for the lead here, we've got Ricky Thornton. He's trying that inside line. Meanwhile, Tim Ryan's trying that Eldora run. We've got one car turned around. He'll get that straightened out. And here comes Weston Newell. He wants to see if he can come away with a heat race victory. Of course, points are for higher here. The O2 machine has pulled to the infield, so he's out for that one. He'll have to go to the Consolation race. And Tim Ryan, he is just side by side with Ricky Thornton. He is trying that 20 machine. Is just that middle high line here. White flag will be coming out this time by, as they've run fairly all right. Weston Newell is kind of, his momentum's gone off a little bit, as here goes Ricky Thornton. He chucks it up one final time. There's going to be nothing in it, as Tim Ryan will then cover the inside line, so that means he'll easily take heat number 1. So there you go. So it's Tim Ryan, Ricky Thornton, Weston Newell, Chase Cabre is going to be the last one going to your main, which means that Alex Bergeron will have to work his way in, Philip Diaz, Roxbury, and O'Toole as well. And, well, Randy, I mean, hey, it's interesting, I guess, to see Alex Bergeron not making the A main in the first bit.
Alex has really been off the last couple of weeks. I think we saw him not really perform last time out at Eldora. He wasn't super great in the late models either, and this week he already fixed it off with not transferring directly to the feature. That 12 of Alex Bergeron, I know that VLR team, very confident, maybe bordering on big-headed for a lot of those members. Think they need to figure things out because they're all kind of lacking pace right now as they begin rolling here for heat race number 2.
Almost a bit like a Logan Seavey sort of situation where Logan was extraordinarily quick in the first couple of seasons and just ended up
well, he got
away,
busy with real racing.
Well, obviously that too. But either way, we've got heat number 2 on the way. The number 54 machine of Max Stambach is going to be taking us into the dark here, as it's Howard Weaver, his outside, Adam Elby, our last sprint car winner, Rusty Kruger, and then you got Chris Brenner, and you got John Batista, Nick Cooper, Justin Thomas. That is going to be your 8-car heat here at the track at Charlotte, and we are behind the pacing truck one more time. He'll be coming in this time, Randy. Well, the track's getting a little bit more worn in. We did see some pretty good action here on the middle lane, and Tim Ryan tried that outside. What do you think they're going to do?
I'm just laughing at our graphic that says infinite miles an hour. I'd love to have a setup that can do that, but I think we're going to see the top side be where you want to be, but that bottom groove might just start coming in these next couple races.
All right, so these machines, which, I mean, really, you give them a straight line, they probably could go as fast as you could ever dare. Max Stambach is going to be the one taking it in, but he's not going to get away like Tim Ryan did. Adam Elby was jumped it pretty all right. Howard Weaver, though, is going to slide into second position. The cars are sliding around already. As Howard Weaver dumps to the inside, he's going to throw the slide job already, and there's your first one done, and there you go. Howard Weaver, now you're leading.
Howard Weaver, good move. They're 3 wide in the back. This is 3 wide for last. And the 23 and the 70 make contact. That's Justin Thomas and Chris Brenner. Justin Thomas, easily one of the most aggressive guys in the field. 35 and Nick Cooper gets shoved up into the outside wall. Howard Weaver and Max Stambach, they're going to begin fighting for this lead spot, though. Max gets a good drive off corner number 2, gets it to the bottom, makes a move on Howard. Howard, can he make some way to come back? No. Howard falls back into P number 2.
Yeah, so there you go. The 54 Max Stambach is now going to be your leader once again. We're halfway through this heat race. Adam Elby, he's trying to throw it to the inside of Howard Weaver. He'll throw it inside the two of them. They will snake their way around on both sides there, and then they'll get turned around. John Batista, no fault of his own. Adam Elby's attempt right there was what had thrown the 15 car out as they went through this. Yeah, that was not a smart maneuver, and Batista's the one that had to pay for it.
Yeah, that number 74 car of Adam Elby, that's one of the dumbest moves I think I've seen of all these World Championship drivers thus far. No way you're going to make a slider work like that, and John Batista ends up on the outside looking in. Adam Elby gets basically unpunished for it and remains in third, absolutely unpunished. I hope that comes with a post-race suspension following tonight, because that 74 car deserves it.
Oh, easy now, easy now. Obviously the slider with them going around was one thing, but somebody else looks like they got a little bit loose there. That was Chris Brenner, as we are on lap number 8. Here comes Howard Weaver. He wants to see if he can get heat championship points. They'll park it right in front of Max Stambach, and I think he got it, as that is going to be, Howard Weaver. So by .066, give the heat to the 07 machine of Howard Weaver. Doing good there. My goodness me, as Max Stambach, well, he tried. I'm surprised to see that inside line didn't give him the punch he needed. But you know what? Dirt track at Charlotte, you really just don't have enough time to get fast when you're punching that inside line.
You really don't. It can be difficult to really kind of spool things up on the bottom. That's why you'll see that top groove coming in be where you want to run. Excellent move there, though, by Howard Weaver. Howard's really had a fantastic first couple weeks of racing through these championships. Of course, he was one of the better finishers for Team VLR with a 7th place finish out at Eldora, and then he won at Volusia in the late models. Then he comes out and he's got a 2nd place starting position already for the feature tonight. Howard's off to a very good start to this season. We get ready for the 7-car 3rd heat.
Yeah, sitting here down in Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, Concord, North Carolina, technically. Anyways, going through the grid here, the finishing order, we had Howard Weaver, Max Steinbach, Adam Albee, Nick Cooper, Rusty Kruger, Justin Thomas, Chris Brenner, and John Batista, who was that was the unfortunate one. Now we've got the grid for heat number 3 is pacing already, as pacing is Ryan Pace. I'm not going to make a pun because that would just be insulting. But Jesse Dacus is his outside. Cameron Dance sitting down in 3rd position. David Heilman, Bradley Cash, Robert Kerstetter, and then you got Dan Smollers. And that is going to be your 7-car field. And Randy, well, as we're getting ready to go green here, the track is sort of coming into its own a little bit. We are starting to see more and more sliders. Is that what's going to be happening tonight?
Let's hope not. Let's hope we don't see moves like that. I want to see good racing. I don't want to see dumb racing.
Oh, easy now. Everybody loves slide jobs. Anyways, the truck pulls to the infield, and here we go. It is going to be Ryan Pace as he's getting ready to rock and roll. He'll let it fly, and then Jesse Dacus has an awful start, but you know what? He kind of recovers a little bit, but that leaves the inside open to Cameron Dance. And Cameron Dance will try to take the inside line. He won't get it. Running also inside, Bradley Cash, as we're already done with lap number 1.
Already scrapping nearly 3 wide as they come off corner number 2 to get, 4 to end lap number 1. Cam Dance going to make a move on the bottom, and they're going to split him. The 5 and the 75, 3 wide once again down the back straightaway for the 2nd spot. David Heilman doing good work, as well as Jesse Dawkins and Ryan Pace just loving this as they're 3 wide again for 2nd. They make wheel-to-wheel contact. 75 up in the wall and collect someone else up top.
And here comes Ryan Pace. He's still looking pretty good. David Heilman is the one sitting there in the caboose. He's sitting in back there waiting to see what he can do. Now, we do have a pretty good scrap here for position number 3, which is dangerous. Robert Kerstetter and Cameron Dance are sitting there. Bradley Cash is the last one. He's sitting out. There's a massive gap between them and Dan Smolders. We already have 1 car out. That's Jesse Dacus. Unfortunate for him, as seeing as he started 2nd. Robert Kerstetter and Cameron Dance, I understand they're fighting for points here, but you know what? They make a mistake. Bradley Cash is going to be the one to pick up on that. These guys better be careful here. We're on lap 6 of 8.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see as David Heilman has circulated into your race lead and basically sprinted away with a 0.6 of a second advantage. Cameron Dance, little hiccup up top, gets into a little contact with the 27 of Robert Kerstetter, and that's going to bring Brad Cash into this with 2 laps to go in this heat race. Transfer position, not nearly comfortable just yet as Kerstetter is looking up top and Dance once again.
All right, so we have got 2 to go, which is going to turn into 1 to go as Cameron Dance runs high side. He's basically cutting the nose of Robert Kerstetter off, which means Kerstetter's going to have to go to the inside. He's going to throw some momentum up. He sees that Cameron Dance is on his outside. Meanwhile, David Heilman will come off of corner number 3, and I think we've got a winner with the biggest gap as Ryan Pace will come home in 2nd. Cameron Dance will come home in 3rd, and Bradley Cash is able to come up in 4th. I want to see what happened here. Maybe if we could get a replay, because I think maybe Cameron Dance ended up, okay, we won't. Oh, you know what? Robert Kerstetter, he just went way too hard into the corner. Cameron Dance ended up turning him around, and somehow, I think, Kerstetter ended up coming home in 5th position on his lid.
Definitely did. So unfortunately there for Robert as they get ready for the gridding for heat race number 4. And Austin Selman will be taking him away from pole position here tonight. He did not have a good race in the season opener a couple weeks ago, Cam. I think that number 18 machine wants to come out and have a really good run.
Yeah, and I think Semmelman, he just needs to kind of gather it back up. He'll get on the horse. Obviously, he had a very good qualifying. It was a 13 flat. He was very close to breaking that 12-second barrier. Only Tim Ryan was able to do that. As, of course, your results on your screen right now. It was Heilman, Pace, Dance, Cash, Kerstetter, and then Smolders, and then Dacus. Now we will go to heat number 4. This is our final heat before we get to the consolation race, where 4 cars will be transferring to the feature main, giving us our field for the night for the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Racing Championship Series. You're on iRacing Live, Spot TV, and Facebook Live, as well as Dirt Vision. Welcome back, boys, as we've got the grid here. It's Austin Summerlin, Matthew McKinney, Michael Sheridan, James Eames, Tony DeBeal, Anthony LaPresto, Robert Kendall, and that is going to be your 7-car field, led by Austin Semmelman. Let's get this last heat underway, and I think the track is starting to come into its own. I've noticed that everyone's really trying to do that whole Eldora thing, if you know what I mean.
Are you talking about running up against the wall?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, it's definitely been the way it has been all night. The 52 is doing a little bit of wheelies up top. James Eden's trying to wait and get things going here as the field circulates down the back straightaway and waiting for that iRacing safety truck to peel off down onto pit road. Then just all watching when the 18 of Austin Selman is going to get on it.
And this would get waived if these guys try to take the green like this with James Eden's sitting that far out. He had a great run in the late models, but he's
planning on it.
He might get it. No, you know what? That would be fine. Austin Selman does take the green. My goodness me! I think everyone else was taking a nap at a Holiday Inn Express. Somebody decides to turn their car around, as that's Robert Kendall. His front nose. I do not think he was expecting that much grip, because let's be real here. This track has a lot of grip. Almost 4 wide across the start-finish line, lap number 2.
And a fight for the race lead is going to be nowhere, but from second on back is close. Matt McKinney cycles into second. They're wheel to wheel for third and fourth, though. Michael Sheridan and James Edens trying to swap this position back and forth. You also have the seventh Tony Bill and Anthony Presto bringing up the rear, trying to make things happen as well. So from about third on back, things are very tight. The 52 of Eden's got a bit of a run to the 7 machine. Tony DeBill gets set up into the wall. Anthony Presto got collected as well. Nowhere for him to go.
No, nowhere for him to go at all, and both cars continue, but unfortunately now a massive gap to James Eden's, and everyone is now just running in lockstep in the middle of the line. Nobody's running super high except for DeBiel and Lopresto, so these guys have to race each other. It is for 5th position, but you never know what could possibly happen. As you can see how these guys had their issue here is Toby DeBiel is running on through, and then Lopresto running his inside, and now he gets around, but unfortunately not much there, Randy.
Yeah, not a whole lot there. These guys are going to come through and get the 2-to-go signal. Austin Selman being pretty much an unchallenged this entire race, and look at that, Cam. The moment those two guys got sent back, top 4 realizes they were safe. They immediately got off of one another, just sort of spread each other out. No point in fighting here. White flag up in the air. The only real close fight between Tony and Anthony Presto, and Anthony just got that 5th spot away.
Well, for now anyways, these guys are going to continue to race each other. You know what? Not bad practice for that Consolation race, as you know what? The lap times might just be that different. Austin Selman, he picks up the checkered flag for heat number 4. Matthew McKinney, Michael Sheridan, James Edens, Anthony Lopresto holds on to 5th, and then it's Toby DeBiel, and then Robert Kendall will finish. Robert Kendall did not even have a chance. He got into corner number 1, hooked, and went into the wall. So we have our 14-car Consolation race. That means 10 drivers are going to go home, and they are not going to be happy campers. It's a 15-lap run. Let's go through the grid here for your Consolation race. It's going to be the number 12 machine of Alex Bergeron. Surprising that he's back here in the Consolation, but you know what? He's in a decent spot for it. Rusty Kruger is going to be his outside. Robert Kerstetter is going to be going to the 3rd position. Anthony Presto in 4th. Philip Diaz will be starting in 5th. Justin Thomas 6th. Dan Smolder 7th. Toby DeBiel 8th. Britton Roxbury starts in the 9th position. Chris Brenner is starting in 10th as the cars are rolling. Jesse Dacus 11th, Robert Kendall, Ryan O'Toole, and John Petista. Don't forget, Randy, we are giving away tickets in the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we are ! WOO tickets to go in for the giveaway. 2 tickets to any World of Outlaws event of your choosing. Just get entered. We will be rolling the giveaway after this B main. So if you're watching on Dirt Vision or on Facebook, you got to come over to the YouTube chat and enter on that stream chat. You can't do so anywhere else. So get ready for that. Going to be coming to you in about 4 minutes.
Yeah, make sure you do that. It is !WOO tickets. You can put that right into the YouTube chat. And anyone on the Facebook stream, if you share it, iRacing is handing out tickets as well. Pace Truck, however, he wants to get into the infield so he can take out his mobile device and get the YouTube channel and try to get himself some World of Outlaws tickets. At least I'm pretty sure that's why he's going to the infield. That leaves Alex Bergeron dangerously close to Rusty Kruger. Kruger's crouching on him, and there goes Alex Bergeron. He turns the front wheels. He pins it. We are green for the Consolation race here at Dirt Track Charlie.
They roll through corners number 1 and 2 for the first time. The 27er, Kurtsetter, has a move and wants to make a move on the 10 machine of Rusty Kruger. Not going to be able to do so, though, but the fight's going to be from about 4th on back. You see him 2-3 wide nearly through corners number 3 and 4. Phil Diaz ends up dropping his spot. Phil Diaz lost 3 positions on that opening lap, but I think he's continuing to go backwards as positions continue to get swapped back and forth. Meanwhile, Alex Bergeron out in front saying bye-bye. Thank you, everyone. We've got 1 car up on the wall.
It's Batista. He is not having a good day here at Charlotte. Ryan O'Toole also involved. Jesse Dacus involved. His night is done. So right now, as it stands, you have got basically your leader, who's Alex Bergeron, who is comfortably ahead. Then you have got the mob. That's really it. Just 1 car and then the mob. You got Rusty Kruger, Kirsten,
actual
Thomas,
organized crime.
Yeah, seriously, that's what's happening out there. Brenner, it's all ran by the pace truck. Brayden Roxbury is also involved here. Philip Diaz, as he pushes Kendall just a little high into the wall, as Roxbury takes a bit out of that one, and hopefully these guys can start spreading themselves out. Otherwise, we're going to have more retirements here in the Consolation race.
Brian O'Toole is slow down in the grass as well. He just made a trip back up onto the racetrack as the 12 machine of Alex Bergeron is going to come through and get another lap run, as here comes the entire rest of the field. Still 3 wide, swapping positions up and down it. That order through was Kruger, Kurtsetter, Thomas, 2nd through 4th. So right now, those 3 drivers retain the transfer spots. Anthony Lepresto is currently the one hounding one, and he's trying to get to the rear of that 23. Justin Thomas has been able to do so, as Toby DeBell and Chris Brenner, they're side by side through 1 and 2 for 6th.
Past the halfway point here, this 15-lap Consolation B main, whatever you want to call it. Alex Bergeron is in command. He has got a 1.8-second lead, and Rusty Kruger has got Robert Kerstetter. His inside. The track seems to be going away as far as the inline being able to punch, as there are a couple of cars crowd each other here. As somebody gets put through the cycle, Chris Brenner, he loses it. He'll have to catch it back up, as he ends up almost taking out Toby DeBeal. DeBeal holds it up, though, as we've got basically a 3-car battle for your 2, 3, 4, 5 positions.
Anthony Presto has lost a little bit of time, as did Chris Brenner, but Chris Brenner, the man on a mission, somehow finds space between Anthony and the outside wall and gets up there on the preferred line. Anthony tries to slide it, unable to do so, and he's going to lose a lot of speed because of that. Chris Brenner into the 5th spot, and with just a couple of laps left, hounding the 23 of Justin Thomas, who's struggling just a little bit up top, found the outside wall a couple of times already. That 70 is hooked up right when you want to be, but he gets into the outside wall as well. That moves Anthony back into P number 5.
And we've got 2 laps to go. Justin Thomas is the one in the sweet spot. Somebody's taken out there in the back, as Anthony Lepresto, he's going to be sitting in that 5th position. As Anthony Lepresto, he does not look like he's going to be able to make this one. Alex Bergeron is comfortable with a massive gap. He's actually taken the inside line. He's going to do what he wants to do to see what he can do. White flag in the air as they're racing for 2nd position. They really shouldn't do that. It could end in tears, as it's Rusty Kruger, Kerstetter, Justin Thomas trying to cover Anthony Presto as Kerstetter goes into the wall. As 2 cars go into the wall here, who's going to make it to the line? It's going to be Bergeron, Kruger, Thomas, and DeBeal somehow in the last lap. I don't even know what happened there. That is certainly not what Tony DeBeal expected, but you know what? He'll take it.
I'll take a surprise transfer position any day of the week. You know what? The 27 is Rob Kurtsetter. He got into the wall all by himself. The 23 of Justin Thomas, I think, predicted that Anthony Lepresto is going to make a move, which Anthony had every right to do. You're always going to make a move in that sort of situation. I think those 2 made a little bit of contact as well. Haven't actually really seen it, but my oh my, fireworks. Suddenly, 2 of those guys go from transferring to neither of them transferring.
Oh boy. And that means Toby DeBeal is going to be the last one through. Let's take a look at your full results here for the B main, the Consolation race, whatever you want to call it. Remember, exclamation mark, WOO, tickets. This is your last chance, your final call. We have got the feature race coming up. If you're not in, that's it. As Alex Bergeron takes the victory here. Rusty Kruger comes home second. Justin Thomas and Toby DeBeal, your transfer cars. Robert Kendall outside looking in. How'd that happen? Philip Diaz comes home sixth. Then it's Robert Kerstetter, LaPresto, Brenner, Dacus Smolders, Roxbury, O'Toole, Batista. And that is going to be your 14-car field. We'll be taking a quick ad. We'll be right back with your feature event for the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Championship Series on Race Spot TV, Dirt Vision, and Facebook Live. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Did you know your DirtVision.com account gives you free access to our on-demand video library? From the DirtVision.com homepage, click on On-Demand Video near the top right of the screen. And from there, countless hours of World of Outlaws footage awaits at your fingertips. Watch every lap of the current World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series season.
Sheldon Hodge looking for a run. Dives low into turn 3. Slide job! Sheldon Hodge shield to the cushion. Johnson turns it back underneath him, but Sheldon leads lap 23.
Or dive into some of the historical options with videos in our Classics section.
He has clear visibility, comes off the fourth turn in the clear, and leads lap number 1.
It's all available free and on demand on DirtVision.com.
The dirt track at Charlotte plays host to the second round of the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Cars Championship Series. And here in Concord, North Carolina, we've had a good one. 4 heats here under the clouds, 66 degrees Fahrenheit, 71 degrees in the track temperature. We have got the full grid of 20 racing professionals here on the iRacing service to go through. But first, Randy, we have got some kind of hat, I'm presuming, with a bunch of whatever pieces of papers in it.
Piece of software.
It's a piece of software, and you're going to hit a button, I don't care with what, and you're going to pick a winner. So that is it. Randy, do it.
Well, it has been entered, and Mr. Jacob Nichols is the lucky winner of a couple of World of Outlaw tickets to any World of Outlaw event of his choosing. Jacob will get in contact with you after the race, but Cam, we got a starting grid to go down.
Yes, we do. Tim Ryan, the 98 machine. Howard Weaver is outside. David Heilman, Austin Sullivan, Ricky Thornton, Max Stombach, Ryan Pace, Matthew McKinney, Weston Newell, Adam Elby will be starting from the 10th position. Cameron Dance will be starting 11th. Michael Sheridan, Chase Cabre, Nick Cooper, Bradley Cash, James Edens, what can he do? Alex Bergeron starting way in the back in position number 17. Rusty Kruger, Justin Thomas, and our surprise entrant for the night, it is Toby DeMille making the A-main in a dramatic final consolation race. Tim Ryan is sitting about at least one battle cruiser away from the pacing truck like he normally does. Pace truck pulls to the inside. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Tim Ryan, I think, just jumped the start. He's going to go for it. Hey, you know what? That's his prerogative. Haven't seen that all night. And Randy, what do you think about that start?
Well, I've never seen a race start on the back straightaway before, but there's always a first time for everything. Is that's going to get the field pretty single filed out, which means we're not going to be very tightly contested, Cam. But we might get a lot of green flag racing. That said, you get to the depth of the field. They're 2 by 2 up and down here as Tim Ryan's going to lead lap number 1. Howard Weaver cycles into second. Austin Selman third, and David Heilman in fourth. So of the top 4, Team VLR controls those top 3 of those top 4 spots.
30-lap feature event here. Going to the inside is Howard Weaver. He's almost trying to throw a slide job, but he loses way too much momentum. He's going to learn in the hard way that it is not open there on the inside just yet. Caution on the racing track. James Edens is around, and somebody's on their lid. It's Bradley Cash. What has happened to the number 28 machine? As it looks to me, Bradley Cash just chucked it way deep inside. Oh, this is not anything to involve him at all. I think perhaps somebody got in the wall, Randy.
And just trying to figure out what exactly happened here. Whether he's gone into the wall.
Cameron Dance.
The 12 car of Alex Bergeron was involved as well. out
Yeah.
in front.
It was Cameron Dance. He was a little bit slow. The number 4 machine of Chase Cabre was there. Once they made contact, they just started wadding up behind him, went down the track a little bit, made some contact. I see the 52 machine of that is James Eden's also a little bit involved in that. So either way, we're under caution. Looks like everybody is able to continue. The only one outside of Bradley Cash, who obviously was flipped upside down there. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have caution. And you know what? If you're Howard Weaver, what are you expecting out of the pilot of that number 98 machine coming to the restart in a couple of laps?
Probably getting on it going to turn 3 the way he just did. So for Tim Ryan, he's been known for controlling restarts a bit of an odd fashion in the past, and well, finding interesting ways to do it here at Charlotte as we now wait for that iRacing safety chart to come back down pit road here in just a moment. It'll be interesting to see where that 98 gets on it.
Most certainly. So there he goes. He is technically inside. And so, all right, I think Tim might have just went, you know what, I'm going to try it and see what they do. As, well, we'll see here. We were looking like we were going to have a bunch of green flag laps, but you know what? Now we have got a traditional start. Tim Ryan leads us off of corner number 4, and we are green here in the A main at Charlotte.
Howard Weaver tried to time it, didn't do so. The 18 of Austin Selman slipped into second, but Weaver quickly took that spot back. Howard having a fantastic run. His teammate of Austin Selman going to throw it back down to the bottom. He throws quite the slider on Howard Weaver, who gets into the 5 machine of David Hyland via Lark teammates tangling with one another, and that's a huge pile up down the back straightaway. Teammates racing each other like that, Cam.
Well, I think, I don't even know if this was teammates racing each other, quote, like that. I think...
Those are all VLR teammates.
No, I know, but Howard Weaver clipped the wall. He lost a huge amount of momentum, and David Heilman was there. David Heilman clipped him, and once that happened, everyone piled in. Adam Albee piled in. The other machine, Weston Newell. And then by then, everyone was so slow that if you see everyone spinning around, they were literally just spinning around, going extraordinarily slow. Weston Newell, I think his day is done. Ryan Pace, they might try to, I don't know, fix the car or something, as Adam Albee is also there. So I think that, to me, is going to be maybe another 2-3 cars. And Randy, well, you know what? I'd almost go with the single file start of Tim Ryan.
Yeah, he might kind of need to. That number 98 car is going to be just rolling back out there. I do feel bad for that number 5 machine of David Heileman. That's 2 weeks in a row that things just not gone his way in that 5 car. Just wrong place, wrong time. Teammates in front of him tangled and really didn't leave him anywhere to go on that. So hopefully these guys clean it up just a little bit as they get the 1 to go signal. So the pack is going to begin forming it up. And now let's see when that 98 of Tim Ryan decides to go. He did it into 3 one time, and he did it off of 4 the other.
And he's given himself his traditional gap that he does with the pacing truck. Let's see what he does. He does have Austin Selman his outside now. Austin Selman, who started in 4th. So let's see what we can do here. The number 98 machine tiptoeing. And he's got 1 Mississippi. He doesn't even do that. As actually, Austin Selman, I thought, had a pretty good bite on that one. Doesn't get any traction. Here comes Howard Weaver to the inside. Green once again. 1 car's sliding way up the track. That's Ricky Thornton.
Ricky Thornton struggling a little bit on this restart. The field comes through. The 98 of Tim Ryan is going to comfortably lead this one. Howard Weaver loses the spot to the 50 of Matthew McKinney. McKinney's looking hooked up on the top. He's done a good job rolling through his field thus far tonight. 8th up to 3rd. Gets the outside wall a little bit through 3 and 4, but he's hooked up the cushion, and he's right on the rear bumper of Austin Selman as they roll through corners number 1 and 2. Can that 51 get that sort of run once again? No, he cannot. He's going to cycle into 3rd just for the moment.
Yeah, the Nerf bar, whatever they call it, and the yellow, it seems like whenever we get back to me, the caution comes out. So I believe this was involving, let's see, a couple of cars, as it always goes. David Heilman. Heilman, I think he was running that middle line. I don't think he was able to get the bite he was looking for because they went 4 wide, and I think Heilman thought that he had the room, but Thornton had to get on the throttle at some point, and then they just tangled up, so that spun him around. and then a massive hit to Heilman from the driver of Justin Thomas. So not what they wanted to see there, as Justin Thomas is no short of front wing. But you know what, Randy, I almost would say these guys are very, very used to the track as it was when it was sticky. The track is now worn in. There is a high line that is very worn in. Are these guys just completely overestimating the level of grip that they can have?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, the 5 car is definitely hooked up in that middle groove, but forcing it 4 wide and move like that, especially coming off the corner, I don't know, maybe a little bit over aggressive. The 4 machine of Chase Cabre, nothing he could really do there. And then, of course, Justin Thomas. I mean, he did absolutely nothing wrong in that situation. I think Lepresto got a piece of that as well. Not much he can do about that one either when you got cars out in front of you just piling up. So, I mean, I definitely think people being a little over-aggressive here tonight, but we're going to form them up and hopefully get a good run to the end, as they're already half distance in this feature event.
We saw a wing adjustment made by Tim Ryan as we did the rear camera on board. Lights are still on the iRacing pacing truck, so if you're just joining us, well, I haven't missed that much, to be completely honest, as it's been Tim Ryan, Nick Cooper going way onto the inside there, as Tim Ryan getting ready to take us to green one more time. Lights out on the pace truck here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Hopefully we've got what, 12 laps to go. Let's see if we can get them green. We'll have 11 to go at the line. Will Tim Ryan be able to get us going? Let's find out. When will he go? And he is going to give it. Well, he's not going to do what he did the first time, which we're thankful for, but Tim Ryan, he's going to spool up that 410 wing sprint car one more time, ladies and gentlemen. The World of Outlaws Craftsman Championship Series sprint cars here, as Austin Selman tried to jump it. Tim Ryan kind of laughed, said, ha-ha, and that is going to bundle everybody. Yep, there's 2 cars involved, and Tim's getting exactly what he wants.
Well, that was a long green flag run.
Well, I think Tim's basically playing games intentionally, because he knows that these guys are basically going to pull out the caution every single time he waits now. So I think he's just kind of, well, you don't hate the player, hate the game, I suppose. But
no,
he knows that these guys are going to run over each other.
I don't know. I'm watching the speed on the replay. Tim didn't do anything wrong. He was constant, 37 miles an hour.
No.
All the
I'm
way
not
through
saying
3
he
and
did.
4.
He just knew going through until the starter would cause everyone to pile up. It's not that he went any slower. It's just he knew everyone else would jump, because he's gone green maybe 100 feet before that every single time. So he knows they're going to stack up. He's just killing the time, basically.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. The 51 is still propped up on a tire just sitting there, so Matt McKinney needs to get that
Hopefully somebody
car.
gets that's a lap down now anyways. So
yeah, he's trying his hardest to wriggle it off that tire, but he's
on the radio trying to get somebody
to
push him, but no.
Yeah, I don't think that's any fault of Tim there. I know that, Tim has been accused of playing start games in the past, but Tim did what he's more than allowed to do. The leader's eligible to go whenever he likes, if that's really early or if that's really late. Everyone in the back just keeps trying to jump these starts. That's what stacked him up. So I don't put any fault on the 98 of Tim Ryan right there, especially considering he didn't do any shenaniganry with the throttle. He didn't check up on the brakes at all. He just went when he decided to go, and everyone else just kind of piled into one another.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying, it is completely his prerogative. I'm not debating that, but I'm just saying that he knew full well if I'm not going to go, well, we'll see what he does this time. I'm not going to be surprised if he doesn't do the exact same thing or wait for everybody to slow down and then he's just going to punch it, as Tim has the prerogative here. He's going to continue to go at exactly 37 miles an hour. There we go. Finally, he goes about 100 feet before he did the last time. And Tim Ryan brings us to the green. We now have 7 laps to go in World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series.
Oh, and Howard Weaver hiccup. He has a little bit of an issue up top. That might cause a bit of a stack of we're back to yellow again. 23, the 44 involved. That's Ryan Pace. I believe Justin Thomas tangled in there as well.
So, yeah, basically, let's see. Howard Weaver kind of dumped to the inside. He was hoping to get some traction. Wasn't there, and so obviously going from the far inside to the far outside, he stacked everybody up.
It wasn't even a result of that.
Get it.
Yellow came out behind.
Okay, well, yeah.
It was a 12 machine of Alex Berger on 12. Alex got into Ricky Thornton.
Yeah, but Ricky Thornton was off throttle because he saw everyone piling up in front of him. They all straightened out. What I'm saying is Ricky Thornton got off throttle, I think. Seeing that, Alex Bergeron continued on throttle, and, well, they they touched, I think would be the proper word. So yeah, great. So we've got how many laps after we get the screen rolling?
Well, it's gonna be 5 to go when they come through this time by, but I'm not really sure. I don't know. Hopefully we can run it under green. But
2-3 laps to go, I think, when we take the green.
See, one of the lights come out right. Do they come out right here? Let's see, the field's forming up. Yeah, if it's gonna be 1 to go, so it's gonna be 4 laps for me. Yeah, no, 3 laps to go then.
Okay, so we're going to have a 3-lap shootout for the dough. Don't forget, these guys are racing for dough per race. Who is the guy that isn't Randy? He is annoying. Thanks there, buddy. So anyways, Tim Ryan is getting us ready to rock and roll here, as we are basically have been running under caution almost the entire race. Outside of that one time that Tim Ryan went as soon as the pace truck went in and brought us all basically to single file. That was really good. I missed that. So it's going to be Tim Ryan, Austin Sullivan, Howard Weaver is going to be the top 3. Chase Cabre is going to be in 4th position. 3 laps to go here when we take the green next time by. So let's see, what do we have? Pacing truck is going to be bringing it to the inside of pit lane one more time, ladies and gentlemen. It is the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Championship Series round number 2, the dirt track at Charlotte, and here we go. Hopefully this is going to be the duel. We can actually have a green flag run. Fingers crossed. Tim Ryan waiting. Alex Bergeron a little jump down the outside. We are green going into 1.
Just a few laps left. Let's see if we can run these to the end. Austin Sullivan, Howard Weaver fighting for second. The four machine of Chase Cabre has got himself in at 4th, but a little bit of a stack up back there. There's one car slow in the middle of the racetrack, but everyone's going to hold as we're coming to 2 to go.
Tim Ryan's holding that inside. Austin Sullivan, he wants a piece of the dough. He doesn't want second place money. He wants first place money. Toby DeVille, what a race he has had. He's moved up to 4th after starting dead last, as he is doing good in that machine. Now we are on the white flag lap. Tim Ryan, the rear suspension bobbling all over the place. Here comes the throw from Austin Sullivan. Tim Ryan sees it. They make contact, and that is going to put Austin Sullivan on his lid. Tim Ryan drives through. Chase Cabre will pick up the 2nd position. Howard Weaver will come home in 3rd, and Toby DeVille in 4th position. And well, you knew that was going to be happening, Randy. You knew he was going to throw that, and well, I don't think there's going to be any angry parties to that one.
I mean, there might be. He got into a couple of other people who may not like the incidents with how strict the license requirements are. I know if I was Tim Ryan, I wouldn't be too happy with that. But regardless, it's good to see aggressive racing. I don't know. I think that was still a questionable move there from Sullivan.
I'm not quite sure. I mean, hey, he wants a piece of that, and you know what? It's what he wanted to do. He chucked it up there. But I think also he expected Tim to hit him, I think, in a way. You know what I mean? He figured, either I'm gonna hold it or I'm gonna wreck it. So either way, let's get the full results here on your screen. As it is going to be Tim Ryan. He is gonna take it in 13 minutes and 9 seconds. This 30-lap feature event, caution laden. I think we had 4 or 5. Unfortunate. As Chase Cabre will come home in the 2nd position. Howard Weaver finishes 3rd. Toby DeVille, what a day on a chance entry by winning, by basically finishing in position number 4, the final position on a last lap incident that he was able to work his way around. He worked his way all the way up from 20th to 4th position. That's my drive of the day right there, that number 7 machine of Toby DeVille. Cameron Dance will come home in 5th position. Ricky Thornton comes home in 6th. Austin Sullivan in 7th. Justin Thomas, he started 19th, he'll finish 8th. Rusty Kruger, he started 18th, he'll finish 9th. Michael Sheridan finishes 10th. Ryan Pace in the 11th position. Alex Bergeron in 12th. James Edens 13th. Reston Newell 14th. Matthew McKinney, Nick Cooper, Max Stombach, David Heilman, Adam Albee, and Bradley Cash, all basically retirees. So either way, we have got Howard Weaver to interview. Well, we wait to see if we can get Tim Ryan or Chase Cabre, but we've got Howard Weaver. Howard, well, that was a race that took place at a racetrack, and I think for some people that's all they're going to leave it at. But you know what? You're finishing in 3rd. You're getting a pretty good bank out of this one. Take me through it.
Well, my back is really sore right now, trying to carry all of VLR on it. But
Wow. Wow. I mean, you're not wrong, but wow.
Hey, I had a fun race out there. I survived all the wrecks and got a top 3 out of it in a sprint car. So to me, it's a win. Tim Ryan on the very initial restart, though, he started the race from the asphalt track across the street. So.
But at the same time, that was the cleanest start that we had. I was missing it towards the end of that, to be completely honest. But yeah, it's tough. I think for a lot of people, if you were in Heat 1, and you only ran 8 laps, and then all of a sudden you're going to try to do the same things you were doing in Heat 1 on a track that's had 4 heats and a consolation on it. So track wear, I mean, how much practice do you guys do on the different track states? Because I mean, we started off completely clean. That's one way, and at the end, I mean, the track was pretty worn in.
Yeah, in the sprint cars, I don't even practice at all, except for like 30 minutes before the race, because I don't expect to make the A main no matter what in these. So, but I know my team does, and they send me good setups, and so they're fast. And Austin made a really good setup this week, and so he just sent it to me, and I did some practices and right before the race, and I kept tearing down the wall every lap. So I kind of like this track condition where you could run other lanes beside the cushion, because I'm just kind of more focused on the late model series. So in these, it's just kind of a lucky thing if I make the feature to me. So I was very, very surprised to be starting up that hot tonight. So I'll take it, though. It was a crazy race.
That's one word for it. So either way, you finished 3rd. Congratulations. The floor is yours. Any shout-outs?
Yeah, I want to thank Austin for the setup, but I was glad to see him at least go for the win there. I think a lot of those restarts were kind of Tim playing with the field, but congratulations to him after last week. And I'd like to thank Team VLR, Team Friday, I gotta write these down, Race Spot, World of Outlaws, and everyone else that I forgot to thank. I want to thank those guys.
Them especially. So either way, Howard Weaver, thank you so much. And, we'll see you next week.
Yep, see you guys. Thank you.
So that's Howard Weaver. You know what? Since I took Howard Weaver, we'll get to with Randy Chenoweth.
I'm stood by with Mr. Tim Ryan. Tim, you put it on poll last week. You put it on poll this week. Unfortunate issues for you in the feature a couple weeks ago. But tonight you're able to get it done. How was it in that number 98 through your heats and through qualifying? The feature was pretty tame for you out in front. What with all the yellows?
Yeah, it was a pretty tough race. Was a bit surprised by my qualifying lap. Usually my qualifying pace is pretty good. But as you probably saw in Heat 1, my race pace was pretty average. Didn't get to do much running for this race, so I was pretty happy to come away with the win.
Now, I know this is one of those tracks that a lot of people don't like to run. Particularly, they're not overly comfortable on it. I know tracks like Knoxville, people like Eldora as well. How do you find this place, and what is it about this place that saw all the issues we saw tonight?
Just with how rough the track is, and with the current track model, it just gets really rough, and the cars are bottoming out. Because last build they brought out a collision model, so yeah, the cars can be quite unpredictable to drive it most of the time.
Well, thank you for joining us, Tim. Congratulations. You have a lot of momentum these first 2 weeks in the sprint cars. Unfortunate luck in the feature event a couple weeks ago. Otherwise, you probably would have been in the top 3. Before we let you go, who gets it done for that number 98 ERT machine? Yeah,
just a massive shout out to everyone at Evolution. I think that's our first Pro World Championship win, so that's a pretty good effort. Cameron Holler for spotting for me earlier in the night. He had to leave halfway through the feature race. And just all our amazing sponsors, Logitech G, Joel Real Timing, Motem Simulations, and GTI.
There he is, your race winner tonight. Number 98, Tim Ryan, dominated all night, Cam.
All right, Tim, congratulations. And congratulations also to Chase Cabre and Howard Weaver. That is going to be it from Charlotte the dirt track at Charlotte here in Concord, North Carolina. This has been the World of Outlaws Craftsman Championship Series, the Sprint Car Edition. Next week, it is going to be the late models. Of course, it has been myself, Cameron Walsh. It's been Randy Chenelf. Hugo Louis has done the camera work and all the production. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We will see you in 2 weeks' time, June 11th at Knoxville Raceway. So we will see you all then. Thank you so much for making us part of your evening, your morning, your afternoon, whichever it may be. We thank you for it. So for all of us here at RaceSpot TV, iRacing Live, Facebook Live, and Dirt Vision, thank you and come again later. We have got more dirt racing for you. It's the late models next week. Do tune in. Same bat time, same bat channel. So long, everybody, and take care from Charlotte.